Because if we already reschedule the lepak and I paitao, right, I am imposing problems for you.
Yalah.
It's an opportunity
lah.
cost.
Yalah.
You know, you could have done something else.
Correct.
But probably 2-3 hours before I said reschedule lah. So I inconvenience you because the time is so precious.
Yep.
So I feel like at this age the maturity level has to be a certain way. But I feel there's a trust. I trust that you appreciate this friendship. You reschedule is not anyhow kind of reschedule. Welcome back to another episode of Between Shifts. I am Wiro.
I'm Sam.
Right, so this is our third episode. Hope you guys have watched our first 2 episodes and like it. If you haven't, please do like, share, subscribe, and follow, and also spread the word to your loved ones. And we are both on YouTube and Spotify, and also our socials are on TikTok and Instagram.
So thank you to those who have listened to us for our first 2 episodes where we talk about our kids, how we went on a plane with them, and how we went to our holiday handling our 2 kids with our wives. But do note that we are not just a parenting podcast. We are an edu lifestyle podcast where we talk about anything and everything under the sun.
Right.
Yep.
And fundamentally, right, so we are a pair of millennial fathers, and we are trying to navigate ourselves through this Gen Z world.
Yes, that's
and
right.
at the same time, right now, we are both raising our own Gen Alphas.
Right.
Right? So really, we are transcending through different generations, and really, there's so much that we can talk about and discuss through the lenses, our own lenses, as well as the lenses of our own community, our friends, our family, and one day perhaps you guys as well.
Yes, that's
Right?
true. So one interesting fact, actually, if you want to know, Wiro here is the longest friend that I have, and we've known each other ever since
4.
we were 4
Yeah.
in
Right.
kindergarten. Yes. So
So we started off. We started off as friends in kindergarten. I believe it was called Jamia.
yes.
Back then it was in the PKMS building.
yeah, that's at Eunos.
It's in Eunos.
Eunos, yes.
Right opposite the Eunos Mosque. And I mean it was more of a Islamic kind of kindergarten.
Yes, correct.
Right, and I think there wasn't much. There were not many choices for that. And I believe because you stayed in Pasir Ris and I stayed in Bedok,
Yes.
and we
You were Eastsiders.
ended up in a Eunos.
Still in the East side.
Kindergarten, right?
Yeah, back then there wasn't much religious kindergarten, right?
Yeah, it's not as widely available as now.
Correct.
Right, I do remember a few, but I mean, Jamia was one of the more prominent ones.
Correct.
Yeah, so we were very close. If I can find you a picture of us doing Malay dance, so we did a Malay dance, kind of like a piece at a community center.
Bro, that was epic, man.
Yeah, so you can see that there was a picture just the both of us.
Was it graduation?
I can't remember, but I know we were in baju kurung,
Uh-huh.
in a maroon baju kurung, and we were performing.
Yes.
But I'm not too sure what kind of event it was for. But that was I believe kind of like the certification for the start of the friendship, right? Back then. So 4, and now we are 34 pushing 35, and so that's about 3 decades, more than 3 decades.
Oh, wow, 3
Oh,
decades, bro.
Right? so back then in kindergarten, so I believe we were close, and if I assume that we were classmates, right?
We
All
were,
the way,
yes, we
right?
were.
Nursery, K1, K2, and then after that, when we went on to primary school, because we lived in different neighborhoods, right? And rightfully so, he would go to somewhere within Pasir Ris, and I went to somewhere within Bedok itself. And probably in the first 2 years of primary school, we still visited each other for Hari Raya.
Yep.
Then after that, primary 3, I think, because we only meet once a year,
Yep.
and then we grew apart.
So
right?
we kind of lost contact a little bit at that point of time for maybe 4 years. Around 4 years. Yeah.
When we the first day of our secondary school, so we are alumni of Victoria School. So on the first day, and then we were like, hey, and then we met back again. But truthfully, at that point of time, it wasn't like because we were best friends at such a young age. So when we went into Victoria School, in secondary school, in Sec 1, we were not like, hey, buddy,
Yeah, correct.
There was still a bit of like, a bit cold. But it's just like, hey.
I mean, it's more of awkward seeing each other after a long time.
Yeah, and there was a bit of maturity in us already.
Yeah, correct.
So, but we don't know how to navigate.
Yes.
Right? And then throughout secondary school, eventually we were in the same clique.
Yes.
Right? We were in the clique. You know how everybody have their cliques and all. And the clique that we had we were bonded because of our desires for after curricular street soccer, football playing and all these kind of things, right? So within our clique there were a lot of like all the soccer boys, and we are friends with them, and then eventually there's a clique of like 10 of
I
us.
think at during secondary school we went to play football after school almost probably 3-4 times a week.
Yeah. And
almost every time after school we went to play football. There was one point of time I remember I went home at about 8 p.m. just because we went
for a Sec 1, Sec 2 kid, right?
Yeah, correct. And then my dad was asking me like, my dad was saying, I come back work before you, you come back after me. Are you working or are you schooling? Okay, but anyway, so that was how we were.
So we patronize 2 street soccer courts a lot. I mean, if any of you guys played here, and maybe when you were kids you played with this bunch of Victoria School kids, and now you are adult yourself, probably we bumped into each other. So we played at Opera Estate a lot, and also at the Chai Chi street soccer court.
Yes.
So what's up,
Fengshan.
guys? If you are one of those people from other schools that but the culture was so interesting because it was like a potpourri of different schools.
Correct.
Right, there were like Broderick, Tanjong Katong, Sandpats.
Yes.
Right, and it
Pingy.
was so fun because you were kind of like repping your school, right? Because we don't mix, we don't mix. with them.
Correct.
We just play against.
Yes.
And there was a lot of like, ego.
Like unofficially it became like a VS versus Pingy or VS versus
Broderick,
Sandpats.
all these kind of things, and it was fun. There wasn't much violence eventually because I know during our time there was a lot of, not happy.
Yeah,
this,
of
not
course,
happy that.
that's common.
But at our time, I think there was a bit of friendly rivalry here and there. There was a bit of tension, but it was fun. It was really fun. Thanks also to the clique that we had, because everybody was like football crazy. Like we just wanted to play and play and play.
It was just about playing.
Yeah, but I think the great thing was, thankfully, being in Victoria School, we did all right eventually, despite spending too much time on that. And kudos to the teachers in the school as well. And then we move on after that. This is the part where we actually get much closer, right?
Yes.
We went to the same junior college, Tampines Junior College, and then this bugger became my classmate.
How did we go to the same JC?
No, okay, the first 3 months we were the same.
Oh yeah, correct.
Right?
We
And
were
then
there
after
for 3
that,
months.
the first 3 months, I think the ones that are watching us will understand what's first 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
So the first 3 months is based on your prelim scores, your prelim O-level scores. And then after that, we were together. We were already in the same class.
Yes.
Right? The first 3 months. And then
Because we took the same subjects.
combinations, yeah. And then we continued to be in the same class, right?
Yeah.
And wow, I think although JC was 2 years. JC was 2 years, but I think it was quite fun filled. If you think that during VS we were playing a lot, JC we took it up.
We played even more.
We took it up another level, right? So we were just filled with a lot of like extracurricular stuff.
Yeah, and this time it's not just football. We were involved in
Dance
yes,
competition.
correct. We joined dance competition. We joined.
He was in a singing competition, and although I cannot sing, and I'll be at the below the car park, there it was like echoey. Then he'd be like asking me to be like his tester,
Yeah, I remember
Right,
this one incident. I was going to join this singing competition. I was asking him, "Hey, what song should I sing?" Then after that, he was saying, "Hey bro, sing Always by Bon Jovi, Always." I was like, "You crazy? I cannot lah. This one too high lah." Then after that, okay, come. We go to the toilet downstairs. Then after that, we try. You try to sing. Then after that, I tried to sing I Cannot Reach. Of course, the song is too high. If you all have listened to Always by Bon Jovi, the song was too high, I cannot reach. Then after that, he say, okay, you bring down the key. Cannot. This one cannot. Okay lah, then we choose other song.
Yeah, so there was a lot of things. He was also involved a lot in like the Malay society and all. And for me, I would always attend all these kind of things that he was in place. Oh right, this guy was in place.
Hey, in the end, you also joined what?
Oh yeah, I was in a cameo. Yes. Because I think they were not enough people to do the cameos, and they needed
and you did your silat during that play, remember?
Oh yeah, slightly. I did a bit of choreography for that, but it was a non-verbal role.
Yes,
just a bit of action here and there, but it was fun nonetheless. And yeah, I mean the football still stayed, and we had a lot of football session on top of that and other extracurricular stuff. And then also moving on from there, okay, we went on to NS, right? He was in the army, I was in the civil defense. Before eventually we went to our own university, whereby you went to NUS, I went to SIMUL. So from then onwards, right, we didn't lose contact.
Yes, correct.
We stayed close and we stayed like friends, like not
throughout.
Not just like kind of friends like once in a while. Wanna go makan? Like we were meeting, and it's thanks to the dynamic of the friends that we had.
The other friends as well.
Yeah. So the other friends created this thing whereby once we graduated, right, from 2019 all the way until now, we are still playing street soccer or futsal once a week.
Yes.
Yeah. So we made that point. The group is like maybe 15-20 people. And
correct.
There will always be I mean, now the original members, some of them are not there, but the group has reduced, grown, expanded, shrink, this kind of thing.
Correct.
But both of us have continued to still stay.
Kudos to us. I'm not sure if you all have any friends as long as us, 30 years, when you are still in your 30s.
Right. So yeah, I mean, up until now, so that's the story of how the friendship transcended from kindergarten, all the way until us now, present day, right now. And I think that having friends which are like this kind of lifetime thing, it is. Do you feel that it is more of a natural thing, or is it more of something that is you put in the effort for it to happen, or you feel like it's a natural thing, like no, because we can vibe, that's why
I think that plays a part, but the point here is that why we ended up being friends for a long time is because one thing is of course interest. Another thing is the kind of so-called like for example JC, right? We choose the same subject combination. So that's how we ended up in the same
That wasn't
class.
planned.
Correct.
Yeah, that wasn't planned.
We didn't plan to take the same subject combi, but that's how we ended up being in the same class. So it's the kind of choices you make. So like for example, when you are after your NS, you chose to go to uni. I also chose to go to uni. And then we have that kind of similarity there. We both went to uni.
I think also because our timetables will be most likely the same. It's not. I'm not working yet. You're not working yet. And then the
timeline.
The timeline, the schedule, and then the mentality also. We still think of ourselves as like we are working part time.
Correct.
But we are not like full-fledged adult in the workforce yet, right? So I think in that sense, like we are still in sync. Right. And
then we got married. Almost
mid late 20s kind of thing. So and also and then the kids
came almost the same time.
Both kids that we have, also the first kid and the second kid, also both at the same age. So I think honestly there was no what's it called, effort to make it
correct
in sync in that way. I think the thing that we established was firstly we had chemistry. We can vibe, and also like, one thing I need to establish is that you don't partake in everything
that you
do.
That
I do.
Correct.
I don't partake in everything that you do.
So
we are not totally 99% in each other's lives in everything, but the things that we partake in each other's life is quite a big portion of what we do.
Yep.
For example, like we like to lepak, hang out, right? And the kind of place that we lepak, hang out, so right, it's like Simpang Bedok, you know, this kind of thing. And then we play football, we watch football.
Yes.
We support.
Okay, we support the same team.
Yeah.
LFC. You know what loan.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, even if we don't support the it's an enjoyment that we both have. We derive from watching, like, you know, football, English football, right? I think also we can have good friends who are supporting other teams as well. So yeah, and you yeah lah, for these kind of things that contribute to the long lasting friendship.
Yep, true. So like I said just now, the choices that we made, like for example, we went to uni after that, but even then we took different major, right?
Yeah.
You were in business.
Yeah.
I was in engineering, but we still have the same common ground, whereby we can discuss things. We can I don't know, I don't remember us going to lepak and run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's actually a great point, because I think it the things we talk about is never the things that like we are doing, like, okay, like when we were NS, we talk maybe about NS stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not too much.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, because we civil defense and army, right? We don't really have that kind of too much empathy for each other's stuff. But then there will always be something for us to talk about, right?
Somehow, even now, I mean, 2 weeks ago, we went to lepak. We were supposed to go back, I think maybe 1-2 a.m. and we ended up going home at 4-5 a.m. Somehow we just don't run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, and then probably that is the one that creates the comfort and the ease, you know, in terms of talking to each other. And as we age, you know, from, I think, let's talk about like when we are from uni, right? Uni, it's like, okay, when we were uni, right? You had your own friends, uni friends.
Yep.
Right? I had my own uni friends. The kind of extra activities after school that I do and his are very different. But there will be once or twice a week that we still continue. But the point I'm trying to make is, from then until now, if you do realize, the circle just gets smaller.
Yes.
Right? So the circle gets smaller to the point that it is left with, it can go from 40, 50, 30, 20, and it goes all the way to probably 4 or 5.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely less than 10.
Yeah, definitely less than 10. We do still have our huge clique for football.
Correct.
Right? But nowadays the football will be like football, 10-15 minutes of chilling with each other, and then after that we go home.
Disperse.
Right?
Go back.
But the ones that we make time to hang out with, like just now, 1 a.m. we're supposed to go back, and at 5 a.m. we go back, right?
It's just a small handful.
Yeah,
right?
it's really a small handful. Probably like 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would say personally, this is my point of view, or rather this is how I feel, is that I'm at a stage that I myself don't really wish to lepak outside too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And also, I mean, the blame is not only on my friends. I mean, okay, the blame is not on my friends, but it's actually more to me, because I am more of a homebody now.
I think everyone, as they grow up, that's how they feel. Like you want to spend time with your family. Okay, that's one. Another thing is you don't have time yourself, right?
Yeah, the me time, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So the family time already, it's deficient. The me time is non-existent.
Correct.
Yeah. So in a way, right? Thankfully, most of our friends are plus minus our age.
Yep.
And also they are in almost the same phase of life. You know,
Yes.
they are with kids. They are in like probably 5 to 10 years of their career, and then after that they are already like, you know, they okay, none of our friends are single. Those that are closest to us, right?
Okay. Yep.
So I think that doesn't pose too much problem amongst ourselves. Like, you know, sometimes there'll be a feeling like, if let's say you have a single friend in the clique,
Feel left out,
isolated,
Yeah
you know,
lah,
this
yeah
kind of
lah.
thing, because he's So I mean, the last one also got married also recently, 2 years ago. So
2 years already,
yeah, 2 years ago.
So fast,
I mean, the one that we were the best man. I mean, thankfully he's already married. And, but I mean,
Shout out
yeah, shout out
to you.
to
You know who you are.
who you are. Yeah. So in a way, it's I mean, I kind of like want to know what kind of dynamic do people have for those people in their clique that are still single friends.
Correct.
Because growing up being so tight, and then after that, eventually the priority will reassemble.
Correct.
It will reshuffle, right? As much as like blood brothers, this kind of thing. Like, but at the end of the day, sometimes, most of the time, your wife, kids, even like maybe your parents, maybe even your pets, bro.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't have pets. I don't know.
Yeah.
How about you?
I do. I mean, my pet is quite independent, so I don't really doesn't eat up a lot of my time. But and then after that, your friends, those single friends that are still in the clique, they go down the pecking order, right? And it's like it's quite pitiful, right? Yeah.
Yes. So the golden question is: do you think that in order to keep your friendship, you have to put in the effort, or is it is it just because you have chemistry, it flows naturally, and then after a few years, the reason why your circle gets smaller is because you didn't put in that effort, or is because it naturally happened because of your life?
What do you think?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
Yep. So, like us, I mean, if you don't put in the effort to meet, then definitely you won't have time to lepak lah, right? But then again, like you said, the things that happen in your life, you don't have time for your family or yourself even. Those are the things that make it naturally happen that your social circle gets smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing also that I realize, as in that I want to bring up, is that when we are in a friendship, the level of understanding, especially at the age maybe like 30 and above, the level of relationship and maturity has to go another level, because in a way, like, when we are at this age, the chances of us rescheduling, right, is actually very high.
Yes, very
right?
high.
So if I were to tell you like, hey Sam, I want to reschedule it is important that you don't feel too sensitive about it.
Yeah.
It's like like you cannot be like, wow, this guy again. So okay, I have a very good friend. His name is Chilun, and
now we're naming people.
Yeah. So I have a good friend. This good friend. So we live beside each other, probably about 2-3 minute walk. But in the last 5 years, right, we've met each other probably. He's one of those that are like I will meet him. We will lepak and 4, 5, 6 hours. It's not a high buy kind of. No, it's not a casual friend. But we've probably played at each other's house less than 5 times. Okay, and the thing that when each of us reschedule, right, there is no sensitivity. There is no like the thinking that, wow, this guy is always he's always pangse or paitao, this kind of thing. He's not that kind. There is always that what's it called? He gives me he trusts me enough to know that I am rescheduling. I am not dismissing your importance, or rather your importance and your time, your effort, all these kind of things. Because if we already reschedule the lepak, let's say both of us, and I paitao, right, I am imposing problems for you.
Yalah.
It's an opportunity cost.
Yalah.
You could have done something else.
Correct.
But probably 2-3 hours before I said reschedule. So I inconvenience you because the time is so precious. Right? And so I feel like at this age, the maturity level has to be a certain way whereby we don't feel too much. I think when we are younger, we do feel it. Like, this guy keep on cancelling, rain check, never mind lah, this kind of thing. But I feel there's a trust. I trust that you appreciate this friendship. You reschedule, it's not anyhow kind of reschedule.
Okay, but do you think it is because of you are the same age? So he has a family, you have a family. you understand each other, because I mean, definitely if you got to attend to your family, then you have to reschedule. But if let's say you are good friends with someone who is way younger, say maybe 10 years younger than you, who is not yet married, who's single, still enjoying life, but somehow you are good friends with him or her, and then you reschedule, or you cannot meet for some reason, and then do you think that person will have the same understanding, or do you think that the vibe will be probably different?
I think if you're talking about 10 years, right, it will more of a older brother, younger brother kind of like friendship. So I think the it's not more of a mutual, it's more of a respect.
Abang adik.
Yeah. So you know,
kind of respect.
From below to top. I would feel that the top. I would think that it won't be as mutual as people that are of more of the same age. And I feel the younger one, the younger friend, right, he may feel more like the opposite of what we discussed earlier. You know, so but then again, it is a threshold. Once you reach a certain age, right, you stop feeling these kind of things.
True.
Which is like, I don't know, like probably late 20s.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like when you are 24, 25, but you are already at the same phase of life as me.
Yep.
So for example, as like you marry at 20, and then after that you are already at the same phase. I'm 35, right? I'm 34, 35, and you are 25. But we both at the same phase of life. There's a possibility that you already reached that maturity.
Yeah, correct.
Right? So age is a thing, but also the phase of life also.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I experienced that before. I was the so-called the younger one. I mean, haven't reached that phase of life yet. Haven't married, no kids, of course. And then I have this friend who is already married, already have, I think at that time he had already 3 kids. So then one day I was asking him out. I mean, not asking him out, like asking him, hey, come on, we go lepak. Go and chill lah. Then he said like, what time? This time cannot lah, I got something. Oh, okay lah. That's the first time I asked him. Second time I asked him, what time? Cannot lah. Okay lah. Then after that I was thinking like, because I didn't understand at that point of time that he has a family, he need to attend to his kids and all. So I was like, okay lah, I don't want to ask him already. I probably ask someone who is in the same phase of life.
Talking about this situation, right? I feel that there are friends that I don't meet anymore because of this, and they were of the kind of the same age as me. Okay, so for example, friend A or friend B, lepak. So it's to the point I checked back the WhatsApp message a few years later, and I realized 6 times, right? It comes to a point that if you are being people you reject. There is a responsibility, I feel, to maintain on that person's part who rain check, to come back and ask
to lepak another time.
Correct. Because
to take a rain check lah.
No,
basically.
Because it will be at okay, for example you keep on asking me. I say, bro, I cannot. Today I cannot 5 times already. It is my responsibility, because I'm always at an inconvenient timing, right? To find a convenient timing, because I am the more correct. More troublesome is me, right?
Correct.
And then after that I find, so say Friday night, and then I come to you, bro, this is one of the rare times I got time.
Correct.
You know, you wanna lepak or not?
Yes.
Because it cannot be one way, right? It cannot be one way. What? The friendship cannot be one way. Cannot be you keep on asking, hey bro, lepak. Then it be like that person also feel needy. What? Like, why am I so needy? Like, you know. So there is a responsibility for the other party to, like, say, find a time or this kind of thing lah. You know.
I experienced that also recently. I mean, now that I'm older, I have a younger friend who is single, not married, but he's good. He's he's very understanding. So when he asked to go lepak to his house, or we want to go play table tennis or what, shout out to Ben if you're listening. So every time when he want to ask me to go somewhere, he will ask me first, hey, when you're available. I mean, he will say like, oh, you're the more busy one, right? So you tell me like your schedule. Then I will check my wife and all that.
Yeah.
When's the best time I can go to play table tennis or what? Then I'll tell him. Then for him, because he's almost always free at that point of time, so he doesn't mind. So he understands.
Right. He put the ball in your court.
Correct.
Yeah. And then he tries to agree as he's more easy to agree.
Yes.
To a time and place lah.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. It's just so So I feel like maintaining a friendship, right? Or rather, okay. Firstly, what we talk about is creating that long-lasting friendship.
Yes.
I think that long-lasting friendship, right, it will be a lot of factors. As we said earlier, vibes, chemistry, and then also things like also socio-economic status, right? And because our socio-economic status is about the same, that's why there's a lot of empathy in terms of how we run our lives, how we deal with our families, and then these kind of things. That alone creates a lot of topic. Talking about being a father, a husband, a family man, wow, that's just a topic on its own that can last a decade, bro. And then also there's things like hobbies, this kind of thing. So I don't think it's something that you can force.
Yeah, it's not something
it's
possible.
It's just something that, when you're in a highway, you just suddenly streamline into a path or a road where you just be there together, right? And then second point was about like the responsibility as a friend. I feel as a friend, as a person who has friends and the ones that you really treasure, there's a huge responsibility to be a friend. You know, like there is a responsibility for you to put your your weight down and contribute to that friendship. It doesn't have to be an expensive contribution. Whether expensive in terms of effort or money.
Correct.
Or
just a simple
time.
thought sometimes.
That's right.
It makes a lot of difference.
So it can be to the point like sometimes, right? I'm at the age that sometimes 15 minutes under my block chit chat is okay. It's just to touch base, It's just a show of appreciation kind of thing. And it's just okay. And me and Sam, right? He used to stay in the West after he got married.
Yes, I did.
And I stayed in the East, and we still did not lose that bond and that friendship, that closeness, because we made that effort to continuously still. I mean, now thankfully he's in the East. he's about like 5-7 minutes away from me. But the point I'm making is that the responsibility is on both parties. And it's sad that sometimes good friends, they separate.
Yes.
Right? Sometimes but then again, this is just a natural process. But if you have been a not so good friend, an asshole of a friend or what, right? And you miss some of your good friends, and there are some friends that you see like, I should have been better to him. It's never too late.
Yes.
It's never
definitely
too late.
It's not.
Because I personally have matured a lot because of the friends that I have. And you can always just come back to your friends and restart, attempt to, and then just value them more. And
so if you miss an old friend, just pick up your phone, WhatsApp, or you can just DM through IG, Facebook even. I don't know who uses Facebook nowadays. Do people still use Facebook?
I do for news.
Really?
For news. Yeah. So okay, if you guys have interesting stories whereby you all fall apart, or you all come back together, or make up, kiss and make up, and this kind of thing, and if you do agree with our point of view, where it is a lot of responsibility to maintain a friendship, do comment in any of our platforms: YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram. And it is a blast talking to you guys and sharing our stories.
Yes, of course. We like to hear from you as well. Just put anything you feel in the comments, any feedback or anything that you want us to talk about. Just put it in comments as well. Thank you guys.
Right. Ciao.
Ciao.
See you all soon. Peace be upon you. Bye-bye.
Bye.